Okay, in this experiment, I'm going to test the memory retention of the robots. Essentially, can I train them on one skill, then alternately train them on another skill, and then still retain the memory of the first training? So how I'm going to do that is I'm first going to set them up and make sure I'm starting out with a blank army. I'm going to train them so they approach the enemy. Once they're all trained to do that, I'm then going to set up um, a flag and train them to approach the flag for a while after removing the enemy and turning down the approach enemy reward. Then, after they're trained on the flag, go back, turn off the evolution, turn off blow sliders, and see if they approach the enemy. Um, to see if they've had that memory retention. So I'm gonna go and run that right now, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I think we've done it enough to where at least 90% of the team is approaching. We've got a few that go kind of keep their distance, but for the most part, they're all approaching. So I think it's time to start phase two of the training, which is to pause, um, remove the enemies. Well, first let's remove approach enemy. Uh, Reward, physically remove the enemies. I can get on him. A little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to set a flag up here um, and train them on the approach flag. So let's reward them for that and start the second part of the training. Okay, so it's reaching the point where I'd say about 90%, if not all of them, are approaching the flag. So I feel like the second part of this experiment's done. The third part is just going to be, I'm going to pause it, remove the flag, so there's no flag, and then set up the enemies again. Um, and the test will be to see if they approach the enemies. I'm going to turn off the sliders, and just to be absolutely safe, I'm going to turn off evolution, so they're not learning anymore. And this should go very quickly if all of these start going towards the enemy, then they do have memory retention. Otherwise, we could say probably not. But let's see what happens. Okay, so it's looking like very quickly, almost all of them are going back to the enemy. There are a few scattered out. I wouldn't say it has perfect memory retention. Maybe we've gained a few new types along the way that aren't as familiar with the enemy, but I would say the vast majority I'd say it has pretty decent memory retention with whatever neural network they're using. I'm not sure if it's Hopfield or not. That might be an actual write-up. Yeah, I would say this does have memory retention, and they learn in the sense that they can learn one skill, stop from learning that skill, learn another skill, and still remember the first skill they learned. Okay, well, there's that experiment. Thanks.